You are listening to the Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome to the program, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. Thanks so much for tuning in. So the January 6th Kangaroo Committee primetime hearings are beginning on television. Newsmax announced they're going to carry the hearings in primetime, which I'm a little disappointed, Newsmax. I'm here to tell you, Fox News is not carrying them. Well, you know what, Kathy? That's not true. Fox News is kind of doing a cop-out. Fox News Channel is not carrying the Kangaroo Committees. They're going to carry Tucker, Sean Hannity, and Laura Ingraham. Fox Business is carrying them. And they're going to have Martha McCallum and Bret Baier on Fox Business doing live coverage. So that's kind of like a cop-out.
That's really weird.
That's a cop-out of Fox.
I think maybe they don't want to. How long is this
We don't
hearing?
know.
Okay. Well, maybe they just don't want to cut into their prime time lineup.
That's true. Yeah.
Because they have sponsors and they get
That's
a lot
right.
of views. So maybe it's nothing nefarious. Maybe it just has to do with them not cutting into Tucker's time because, he makes so much money for the network.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's exciting. But
So
but Fox News, we're not going to carry it, but they're really carrying it on Fox Business. Newsmax, I wish we're not carrying it. What I'd like to see Newsmax do is kind of like a more sophisticated, dignified one, but do kind of like a Mystery Science Theater 3000. Like have it on and then have their commentators also on that they could give live commentary while it's going on. You understand what I mean? But anyway, so the January 6th prime time Kangaroo Committees start in prime time tonight. And there's a big plan going on here. And I want to talk about that. I know a lot of you that are regular listeners of this program have heard Kathy and I talk about this in the past. But for those that are new to the program, I want to go over this because this is historic what's going on. They are terrified of President Trump. When I went to Mar-a-Lago on President's Day, I made a vlog on this on my YouTube channel. I went to Mar-a-Lago on President's Day. President Trump was not even in the White House, right? Over 100,000 people came up there just to be near Mar-a-Lago. It was something. When a president is no longer in office, even when they have their 2 terms consecutive, all right? When they're out of office, no one cares about them anymore. They may get a couple hundred people show up at a book signing.
Yeah.
They do speaking engagements at paid events.
People move on.
That's right.
They move on.
That's right.
And they lose that connection and they move on to the next person.
correct.
But
That's
that hasn't
right.
happened with Trump.
And
people are loyal.
That's right.
And I think what they're doing with this whole hearing is because I personally feel if they would have had something on Trump, they would have taken some kind of action
It would have leaked out.
at this point.
They got nothing.
Or they would have done something. But I think what they're doing is they want to present it in a nice, neat little, highly produced package to try once again to turn the people against Trump.
That's right.
And that's really what this is all about. It's never going to happen. Like Trump said, he could kill somebody on Fifth Avenue. People would still be loyal to him because it's not what they don't understand. It's not just about Trump. We love the guy, but it's also about what he represents and that his willingness to fight the swamp and to bring our country back. He is the anti-swamp.
Yeah.
And that's what people love about him. They love his fighting spirit. They love his tenacity. They love just everything about him. It's so much more. It's not just him. It's what he represents and his ability to fight these people on our behalf and to take all these blows and on the chin and keep fighting back no matter what. He doesn't give up. He doesn't surrender. And people respect that. They appreciate that in him. And they're going to stay loyal to him for taking all this crap from these people. We're going to stand by him for this. But they don't seem to understand that. But I think they're trying to turn the tide of public opinion because you have all these celebrities
let me get into that a little bit.
Watch.
So not just this event at Mar-a-Lago, but President Trump, especially in this primary season, he's been traveling around the country, continuing to have rallies. He's been out of office from his first term for a year and a half, and no former I know he's coming back in 2024 for a second term, but no president who's out of office can get 10 people in a room. This guy only has one term, and he's filling up venues with 50,000 people in them with no notice, he'll say, tomorrow I'm going to be in Michigan, 50,000 people.
Remember when Barack Obama was running and he would fill stadiums?
That was not true. He did not
all
fill
this
stadiums.
stuff. But I'm just saying,
those were lies.
People would go out and he would have massive crowds to see him. I think a lot of people wanted to see him. It was a big deal. Now he could not get probably a couple dozen people.
No. And the fact that Trump gets so many people out there a year and a half after his first term ended, it scares them because the movement is stronger than ever. Yeah. It continues to grow.
Oh, yeah.
And it's getting more and more popular every day. So the January 6th Kangaroo Committee hearings in prime time, they have been investigating President Trump for 7 years since he came down the escalator. And by the way, think about these rallies he continues to do. I've been to several rallies, and they're always a full house.
Oh, yeah.
And what the press like to do is they like to show you empty seats. Those are empty seats. Before Trump comes out, a lot of people run to the bathroom, and then the place is like thinned out,
right?
You know, like in the hour before he comes out, because they don't want to get up and have to pee while Trump's speaking,
right?
So they go, everyone goes and pees,
exactly,
and then the press come in and take pictures while everyone's peeing, and they say, "Look, it's empty," you know. But it's ridiculous. These people are ridiculous. Trump has been on a U.S. tour for 7 years with full arenas. He fills up arenas that concerts are held in with the top number one bands. I've seen him on more than one occasion at an arena that I've seen many concerts in, and I've seen big acts there that couldn't fill it up like Trump does. And think about it. How many singers, how many rock bands or any other kind of band can fill up an arena, sell it out?
Not many.
With no notice for 7 years, and it's ongoing. No one could do this. No one. Maybe the Beatles, when they were at their peak, could have done it for a while, a year maybe. Then people are like, oh, I've been. You know, it's not that way with Trump. This has scared the daylights out of him. So what the hearing is about is a couple of things. One of them is this. He is the roadrunner, and the never-Trumpers, the Democrats, the media, the Uniparty, the Republican establishment, they are the coyote.
Yeah, for sure.
They always have a scheme, and they always think that if they do this one new tactic, the public will finally turn on him.
Yeah, they have tried so many. So many things. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, all their political techniques come from Acme. So
that's true. I mean, that's a perfect analogy because the coyote tries everything, every episode, and
nothing
the
works.
Roadrunner always gets away.
That's right.
And always and has fun with it too. It kind of mocks the coyote. The coyote's endlessly frustrated.
Absolutely.
And that's how they are.
Yeah, and they're always losers, just like the coyote.
That's right.
And they keep trying. And an example I use of this, okay, and it was against Trump too, was the Durham report. The Durham report was going on the investigation for years. We're going to get. Then the report came out. And people read it, and it was like, oh, there's nothing here. I don't understand. So then they said, well, no. It's just because it's dry reading. So then they had this big congressional hearing, and they brought Durham in to testify. And I was watching on CNN, and they said on CNN, these government reports, they're very dry, But when you hear the author, Durham himself, with his own words, that's what they were saying on CNN. And Durham came out, and he's as checked out cognitively as Joe Biden.
You mean Mueller?
All right, who did I say?
You said Durham.
Oh, yeah, Durham's another disappointment. No, Mueller, the Mueller report. So Mueller comes out.
Same with Peter Strzok.
Yeah,
I mean, what a disappointment these two guys were.
When Mueller came out to speak, he was like asleep like Biden. He was checked out.
Oh, yeah, really out of
that they're doing right now. So this prime time thing, okay, they think people are finally going to wake up. So here's what's happening. This prime time event is not a regular congressional hearing. This January 6th committee has been interviewing witnesses for 10 months, and they've interviewed high-profile people like Ivanka, and very high-profile people. And some high-profile people like Peter Navarro have refused to show up, right? What they're going to put on in prime time is an edited presentation. They've hired a producer a former producer of Good Morning America and Nightline.
Incredible. Who I'm sure is a liberal, by the way.
Nightline and Good Morning America, ABC? Yeah.
I think that's safe to assume he's not a fan of Trump's.
I've never heard of a congressional hearing being produced by a television producer.
You know why that is? Because it's never happened.
Yeah, that's right. So
we're in new territory here.
So they have this highly produced thing, and it's going to air on CNN. It's going to air on MSNBC, Fox Business, and Newsmax. But it's also going to air on the broadcast network. Mm-hmm. All right, ABC, the regular ABC, CBS, and NBC are going to carry it.
Oh my goodness!
Right now, kids just got out of school. I know they're probably in school in some parts of the country, but in most of the country they're out.
Yeah.
So a lot of the network programming is in reruns, and this is Thursday. The number one night for primetime broadcast television in the ratings is Thursday nights. I don't know why that is, but maybe it goes back to the days of Cosby.
That's why they're airing it now.
That's
tonight.
Right. So it's tonight. I don't know how many nights, but it's tonight. And they think, this is what they think, that millions of people, if you follow the news, if you watch CNN or Fox or Newsmax, your mind's made up, right? You either love Trump like we do.
I don't think this is going to move the needle in any direction.
Well, this is what they're telling themselves. The people that watch the news, their mind's made up. They're Trump or not. But when the people that watch regular television, that don't follow the news, when they see what this President Trump really did, finally the American people will turn against him.
That's what they're hoping.
And that's the Coyote Roadrunner. They have been trying scheme after scheme. Now, they have a big plan here. And this is what the major secret plan and the secret agenda of the January 6th committee is. Now, those, as I said in the beginning, those of you that are longtime and regular listeners have heard Kathy and I talk about this. Mm-hmm. But those that don't, listen to every show, shame on you, by the way, or haven't been listening to us for years and years and years, may not have heard this, and it's very important. The findings of this committee were decided before the committee even had its first session, okay? And that is Donald Trump is responsible for the January 6th Capitol breach and took part in an insurrection. There's a federal law that came in after the Civil War that if you took part in an insurrection against the federal government, you can no longer hold federal office. Mm-hmm. And the reason they did that is because the Democrat insurrection, known as the American Civil War, where the Democrats left the Union, raised an army, and attacked America, after the war was over, the government passed a law, insurrectionists can't hold federal office because they didn't want General Lee to become the president of the United States, okay? They want to use that against Trump. And what they want to do with that is they're not going to get any court rulings because he did nothing wrong. But the committee's findings are going to find him responsible for an insurrection. The 2024 Republican primaries come up. There are going to be states who will not put Trump on the ballot. They'll say, even though he's running, he cannot be on the ballot because the January 6th committee found that he took part in an insurrection.
Now, can people write him on the ballot? Can they write his name in?
We're in uncharted territory. Obviously, you can. They can't stop you from doing that, whether it be counted or not.
True.
But they're going to try to do that. And you know what? They may be successful in using this to keep him off the ballot in some primaries. He's still going to get through.
But the problem is, Brian, if he has the support of the people, is that going to wash? I mean, if they take off, they really, really, really have to make their case. And I don't think they have it. They have to have like a text, an email, an audio recording, a smoking gun. They need to have something that flat out is completely definitive, absolute of Trump calling for, not only people to storm the Capitol, but to be violent, to overthrow the government. They need to have him using those actual words, not this vague BS where maybe, possibly, we think, this is what we're assuming. Nothing. It has to be completely definitive. And even if that happened, I still don't think people would turn on Trump. And I still think they'd have a problem. So I don't know how they can, these governors, considering the way that the tide is turning, but I don't know how they can successfully do something like that without destroying their own political career.
Well, we'll find out. So they're going to
California, New York, maybe, but all these who cares about them? They never go to Trump anyway.
The Democrats have a history of doing what we're talking about, and these never Trumper traitor Beatrice Arnold, there, Liz Cheney, and these others. When Lincoln ran for president in 1860, he was not on the ballot in the southern states. The Democrats kept him off the ballot.
Exactly.
They're going to try to do that. So they're going to try to keep him off primary ballots. That's going to fail. He'll make it through somehow.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to the Republican National Convention and he's going for the nomination in 2024, these Never Trumpers are going to try to have a brokered convention and say the January 6th committee found that Trump took part in an insurrection. We can't nominate him. Then there's going to be a fight at the convention. Then when he gets through that and he gets the nomination in 2024, which President Trump will, when it gets to the general election, they're going to find states to keep him off the ballot in the general election too. And you may find liberal states like New York and California may not have Trump on the ballot, but he's not going to win those electoral votes anyway.
Right.
So this is really the secret plan, the secret agenda of the January 6th committee is to keep Trump off the ballot in the 2024 presidential race.
Exactly.
That's what they are planning on doing.
And Peter Navarro confirmed what you've been saying all along for the last 10 months, even before then.
Yeah, I've been talking about this a lot, and now it is finally happening. Now, I want to take a moment here to talk about something that will change your life. It has changed my life and Kathy's life for the better, and it will change yours too. I'm talking about the great MAGA man himself, Mike Lindell, the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow. I want to talk about the MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper. This is amazing. Kathy and I have been sleeping on the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper for over a year now. And we got it. We have a relatively new mattress, and Kathy was having back problems and said, you know what, let's get the mattress topper. Let's get the mattress topper, see if it helps my back. So we ordered it from mypillow.com. And we put it on the bed. If you go to my YouTube channel, there's a video there of us unboxing it and making the bed with our 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper. We slept on it that first night. It was a Saturday night. We woke up Sunday morning. Kathy's back pain was gone, and it has not returned. And me, for the first time in my adult life, I sleep the whole night through. I wake up when my alarm clock goes off. Prior to that, I always woke up 20 minutes before, half hour before, 10 minutes before the alarm. But now I'm sleeping the entire night through each and every night, waking up when my alarm goes off because I'm getting a full rested night's sleep with my MyPillow mattress topper. It comes in all mattress sizes from twin all the way up to California King and every size in between, including the rare and hard to find RV Queen for those of you that are RVers. This is not just great for yourself. It makes a great gift for Father's Day for dad. It also makes a great gift for the kids. You got kids going off to college. This is perfect for their dorm room beds, and you will love it on your bed too. The 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper. Now, here's the deal. This is a great deal, and this is a brand new special on this. At mypillow.com at checkout on the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper, when you use our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, 30% off, and you get a free set of MyPillow sheets to go with it. So 30% off and a free set of sheets to go with your MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper. But you've got to use our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, at mypillow.com.
Are your pants falling down? There is a solution. Skinny Clip, available on Amazon and skinnyclip.com. Belts are bulky, uncomfortable, and expensive. Skinny Clip replaces the belt. Skinny Clip is an easy-to-use waistband tightener for men and women. It can easily work to tighten a belt on pants that are too loose. Skinny Clip tightens your pants without a belt. Maybe you lost some weight and you don't want to buy a new wardrobe. Maybe someone gave you clothes that you love, but they're a little too big. Skinny Clip can make them fit just right. Skinny Clip is a newly patented invention that holds up oversized pants easily and comfortably. It's easy to use too. Simply slide your waistband, twist, and hook. That's it. It works great on all types of fabric, skirts, slacks, jeans, and shorts. It's perfect for blue jeans that loosen up during the day. It's affordable and available in multiple colors. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Skinny Clip, when you're skinny for yourself. Skinny Clip is available on Amazon. Just search Skinny Clip or visit the website skinnyclip.com. From Amazon best-selling author and survivor Sandria Nelson Moon comes the book Restored, A Journey from Abuse to Deliverance. Now available for pre-order online at sandrianelsonmoon.com. After being raped and asked by her abductor to be his girlfriend, she negotiated her escape. Take a journey with the author as she reveals the truth and how, because of it, God's timely deliverance unraveled her purpose and unwaveringly healed her pain. This journey is one of finding find peace and transformation even when it seems impossible. The author speaks for many disenfranchised women while demonstrating the need to heal and find their purpose. Restored, a journey from abuse to deliverance, from Amazon best-selling author Sandrian Nelson Moon, is now available for pre-order online at sandriannelsonmoon.com. Available in both paperback and hardcover. Pre-order your copy right now. Are you looking for a memorable Father's Day gift for your dad or husband? The new book from author M.J. Connor, M, available on Amazon, is the perfect gift that the father in your life will love to read. In M, meet Justin Roberts. He's a doctoral student, an expert in Hitler's National Socialism. Justin discovers a mysterious World War II journal smuggled out of East Germany. Inside, the author ingeniously inserted a coded message meant only for the Free West. He enlists the help of a secret network of Cold War spies to solve the code and decipher the message. The stakes are raised when Justin receives a startling warning. He flees and is pursued by an assassin in a heart-stopping race for survival. When Justin's solution is later questioned, he elicits help from pharmacist Dr. Angela Keenan. In a shocking twist, their stories converge, and a plot to create a power vacuum in the United States government is uncovered. With only a few hours before the coup, Angela and Justin must escape the assassin and save the victims. What happens next is thrilling and heart-pounding. M, from author M.J. Connor, is available on Amazon in Kindle, paperback, and hardcover editions. This is a great gift for Father's Day. Order your copy right now. Do you love all things movies? Then you will want to add the Not 3 Bad podcast to your playlist. That's the number 3. The Not 3 Bad podcast is hosted by 3 guys who truly love talking about films. They discuss and rank movies. They keep it light and fun, too. They talk about plot, scenery, the actors, writing, and more. The Not 3 Bad podcast is an in-depth talk show about all the movies that you watch. You will enjoy their analysis and unique take on movies. Add the Not 3 Bad podcast, that's the number 3, to your playlist right now. Available on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and not3badpod.com.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast. Broadcasting from sunny South Florida, Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. I just saw this story. You know, Tim Pool was swatted for the 9th time this year. Okay. And this is what I'm going to say about this, okay? The reason this is happening is because Tim Pool keeps talking about it.
Exactly. It's becoming like a game now with these people.
Every person that is a public person has problems with people, has stalkers.
Could he be lying?
No, some of it happened live on his show.
But about the number of times, though.
I don't think so. Too easy to confirm. I've had stalkers. I've had problems. Some of you know about the problems I've had with listeners. Everyone I know that's a public person and a broadcaster has problems with crazy people. Mm-hmm. Okay, but we don't talk about them. You know, the problems I have, I don't talk about them on the air. No one else does either. Tim Pool does. Now, it did happen once or twice while he was live on his show, but these other times, you don't want to do that. And
you don't give specifics.
No, and if I ever reference anything, it's long after the event has been resolved.
Well, because the people that do these things want you to talk about it.
Exactly.
That's the kind they want to get a reaction out of you. That's why they're doing it.
That's right. So
you'll mention it and they'll say, it worked, or
exactly.
I got under their skin or whatever. So no, it's best to ignore it.
So Tim Pool, just stop talking.
Yeah.
Just stop talking about all these things, you know? And then he'll go,
I'm not a fan of his. I don't know why people like him. I think he's boring and I just don't find him interesting. And, I don't know. I'm just not a Tim Pool person.
I know that I'm not a fan of very many people. Mm-hmm. But Tim Pool, I don't mind his commentary when I watch it. I do not always agree with him.
He plays both sides.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at politically.
He's non-committal.
But there's a couple things about him, I will say, that's not complimentary. I mean, if I just watch his commentary, he picks on some good topics. I find him not interesting or deep on things, but I'll watch his commentary. But he has another YouTube channel where you kind of see a behind the scenes at his mansion. He is so immature.
He's a man boy. For sure.
When he is not doing his talk, his little commentary, he acts like a 15-year-old kid.
Yeah.
He's got this mansion that all these young people are at with a skate park in it, and he's skateboard. Now, listen, I don't do it so much because I had a pretty bad accident a few years ago. I don't skateboard. I have a longboard, which is a very long skateboard, if you guys know what a longboard is, and it's made to go longer distances, and it's you don't do tricks on it. And I do things like that. I still ride the longboard, skateboard sometimes down the street. I had a really bad accident a few years ago. I was live streaming while I was on my longboard. It's like I said, it's a big, long skateboard. And I was paying more attention to the chat room on my live stream, and I lost coordination with my feet and the ground and everything. And I fell forward on the street, and I was so worried about breaking my new iPhone. I was live streaming. I got hurt pretty bad, and I don't do it as much as I used to since my accident. And those of you that were it was hard. I barely made it home. And you were watching the live stream when it happened. It was pretty bad. But he's pretty immature. He acts like a child, and he wears that wool cap on his head because he's bald.
Yeah.
So he's trying to make a cool fashion thing. So he wears the helmet and the hat, the winter cap. And I saw him on a behind the scenes video. The Ben Shapiro group, is Ben Shapiro the Daily Wire? The Daily Wire.
Daily Wire.
The Daily Wire had a mobile unit that they were traveling around with, and they went to Tim Pool's house and he took a picture with this one girl we were talking about a while ago, Bright Cooper, who's with Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire, and he took a picture with her. And as soon as he took the picture, he's like, "I look so short in this picture." Well, because he is short. It's okay to be short. I mean, I'm not a giant myself, but he's insecure about it. But anyway, if Ben Shapiro, me, everyone has problems with crazy weirdo fans, but you don't talk about them. So stop talking about them, Tim Pool, and your troubles will go away. I wanted to talk about what happened with Kavanaugh. Yesterday, a California Democrat, a young Democrat, like 25, he went to Kavanaugh's house, and he was going to either kidnap Kavanaugh and his family or kill Kavanaugh and his family. He had guns.
Oh my goodness.
He had a gun. He had a knife, and they got him. And I know, isn't that crazy? And when you watch the reaction of the left, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
Now, this threatening of Supreme Court justices, this is completely new territory, and it's all from the left. And, after they arrested this guy that was going after Kavanaugh and his family with a gun and a knife, and it was national news. Do you know that the pro-abortion activists staged a protest at Kavanaugh's house after all this happened?
Incredible.
I mean, what were they
Brian,
thinking?
These people have never played by the rules.
That's for sure.
And they never do. And they never will. They just don't play by the same rules. Republicans typically try to follow the rules and have a little decorum and show some restraint. And the left, absolutely, they completely feel justified in their behavior.
Always.
And to them, breaking the law or harassing, bullying, intimidating people is completely normal.
Yeah.
Because what they want to happen, it's justifiable in the end. The ends justifies the means. So they just don't play by the rules.
No, they don't. And I know a lot of people, because I hear from people, get upset with me for playing clips of The View. And I'm going to play one now.
Nobody likes The View.
No. I'm going to play one now.
I don't know how these women became a political show of record.
They always have been this way.
None of them have any qualifications or any intelligence.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of liberal old biddies.
That's true.
And their audience is full of liberal old biddies.
Yeah.
If you look at the audience, they're all like 75 years old, and they're a bunch of New York liberals.
Yeah.
And they applauded every stupid thing they say.
Well, they were talking today about the Kavanaugh thing, and I was appalled at what they were saying. I mean, it was beyond the bounds of decency. But
they're not decent.
There's a reason why I play clips from the Coven of The View. This is why. They are as creepy as they are, as disgusting as they are, as ugly as they are, and I don't mean their outer beauty.
Well, that's a
given. I don't have to tell you that.
Exactly.
Their inner beauty is even uglier.
Yeah.
But I'll give them credit for one thing: their brutal honesty with the venom towards conservatives that comes out of their mouth on their program, and they are.
That's true.
When it comes to them expressing their feelings about conservatives, they're the most honest liberals in America.
Yeah, it's a real peek.
Yeah.
Into that mindset.
That's
for sure.
right. Oh, yeah. And that's why I do it. So now this is this morning on The View, and they're talking about Kavanaugh, and the House of Representatives failed to pass a bill to give protection to the Supreme Court justices.
How did that happen?
I don't know. It's very bizarre. But the thing about it is, obviously, they can get federal marshals and things now, but there's not a regular security plan like presidents have Secret Service.
Right.
Nancy Pelosi, as Speaker of the House, has Secret Service.
Right.
There's not a plan like that for permanent security for Supreme Court justices because they never needed it before.
Right.
This has never been an issue.
Well, now they're going to have to set it up.
And you don't go to Supreme Court justices and harass judges to change their opinions. Their interpretation of the Constitution is either accurate or not. You don't lobby judges for constitutional rulings.
Right.
And so there needs to be legislation passed so that they have permanent protection like many in high federal office have Secret Service. And they didn't pass it. And The View is talking about this, the House not passing a bill to give security to the Supreme Court. Listen. I got to turn the volume up. You know what? I kind of like The View better when it's muted. Don't they sound better when the volume's on?
Much better.
Yeah.
Big improvement.
Yeah.
That's what's his face, McConnell. He's demanding that the House pass security protections for Supreme Court justices, quote unquote, before the sun sets today.
Well, they have protections.
But you know what? But they had nothing on Uvalde so far, and
she can't even say it right.
No.
Uvalde, is that some guy that she knows that works at a restaurant somewhere? Uvalde. They're actually arguing because they're not doing what are they supposed to do about the Texas shooting? That's not, they shouldn't be speaking. Supreme Court justices don't talk about the news of the day. They're saying that they don't deserve protection because they have not come out and said what The View thinks they should say about the Texas mass shooting.
nothing on Buffalo. And it's been at least a month and a half since Buffalo or something. And it's 2 weeks since these kids got killed.
But that's, you know.
But he's worried about, the Supreme Court. That is his urgency.
And what I want to know is, how come the reaction is immediate call for legislation?
That's what.
There was an assassination attempt on a justice of the Supreme Court of the United States and his family, and they are actually arguing on ABC network television that Supreme Court justices the morning after do not deserve protection because they don't agree with this justice's politics.
I take it as not only are they saying they don't deserve it, they're to me saying that he
deserved what he got.
That he deserved what he got. Exactly.
That's exactly right.
That it's justified. And it's really too bad because there's so much bad rhetoric, especially coming from the left, and it only incites these kinds of things.
But our children get thoughts and prayers.
Yes.
There were Republicans
and thoughts and prayers and mental health. Where's the conversation there? Listen, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. None of us should be doing it. That's the bottom line. So y'all stop doing it. We'll stop doing it. We'll encourage people to find a better way to communicate.
Is Whoopi Goldberg saying that as Democrats, this guy that went after Kavanaugh's family as a Democrat operative that they have control over? She said, we'll stop doing this if. What is she talking about?
She doesn't know. She's talking out of her you-know-what.
Ridiculous.
But the thing is, Mitch McConnell is being really intellectually dishonest because if you look at
That's not new.
that's true. Of course. I said it before. He's a filthy liar. But the bottom line is, if you look at if you listen to what this young man who is clearly troubled said to the police, he said that the reason that he showed up at Justice Kavanaugh's home is because he was upset about the leak, the Supreme Court opinions leak, not about what Schumer said 2 years ago.
Well,
so he's politicizing.
They got to pull something out of their behind.
Nobody pays attention to what Schumer said 2 days ago.
Okay. What This is just appalling.
Well, the problem is what Schumer said, last year or whatever. He might not be reacting to that directly, okay?
Yeah.
But what he is reacting to is a problem. But when Schumer says things like that, it lays the groundwork for that kind of behavior to be okay.
That's right.
And it's almost like a call to arms.
Yeah.
When he says things like that.
That's right. Now, I want to talk for a moment to our Patreon supporters. By the way, thank you to all the Patreon supporters who support the program. And if you would like to become a Patreon supporter and support the program that way, there is a link in the description of this and every episode, as well as a direct link on my website, BrianCraigShow.com. Now, our Patreon supporters, we do on occasion put up exclusive content and things for Patreon supporters. And also, when I make vlogs and things, which I do make a lot of vlogs for my YouTube channel, oftentimes Patreon supporters get early access to that. And I put this up on the Patreon supporter page yesterday, and I have a vlog that I made yesterday that is a behind the scenes of what I do in the morning so far as preparing to go on the radio from the time I get out of bed until I go on the air in the morning. And I thought people might find that interesting. And that vlog is now available only to Patreon supporters. They're getting the first sneak peek of that. So if you're a Patreon supporter, make sure you go to the Patreon page and check out that video. And Kathy, you made some things for Patreon supporters.
I made some more phone wallpapers in honor of the 4th of July.
Coming
I
right
made
up.
3 new ones. So those are for the Patreon. I put them up yesterday. I'd made some Trump ones. So if you are new to Patreon, you can go back through the posts. And there's some Trump ones as well, phone wallpapers. So I put those up yesterday.
And they're really nice too, Kathy. So that's all right now on the Patreon page. And also, if you're a Patreon supporter, you get commercial-free editions of each and every podcast episode. And I want to thank our top Patreon supporters for their support of the program. Thank you all. I want to thank Andrew and Connie, Christine, Gary, ETW, Chuck, Wesley, D, Pamela, Rick, Rich, and Nick. These are our top Patreon supporters. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support. And those, again, are top Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. Well, we are all out of time for today. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We will talk to you next time.
If you sew patriotic and MAGA shirts, clothing, mugs, hoodies, and more, there's just one place you need to go where you will find all the pro-conservative designs you will ever need. Right Way Design Company on Etsy. Online at etsy.com/shop/rightwaydesignco. They have a great selection of patriotic, pro-Trump, and Americana designs. You can simply download them and add them to your favorite products. Whether you want to make a t-shirt for yourself or sell them in your store, Right Way Design Company has amazing designs that will make you proud to be an American. These designs are perfect for events, rallies, or just wearing around town. Show your pride in MAGA and America with designs from Right Way Design Company on Etsy. All the designs come to you in a PNG digital file that are ready to place on your favorite items. They're very affordable too. Right Way Design Company on Etsy. Online at etsy.com/shop/rightwaydesignco. That's etsy.com/shop/rightwaydesignco.